This week, I took a warp off my big loom. I had started weaving the project in January, and now it's June, so there was plenty of cleaning up to do. Come along with me as I get the loom tidied up for my next project. First, I took off the loom waste from the loom. These are also known as thrums. I actually save these and use them in other projects so they don't get wasted. That's why I'm taking the time to pull each group off the back beam instead of cutting them so they don't get tangled. This also conserves as much yarn as possible. Once that's done, I will pull them all together and tie them into a loose knot for storage. Next, I'm going to clean out my loom bench. There are lots of bobbins and perns, plus plenty of trash that I'll go ahead and throw away as I'm doing this. Those little bits of yarn and labels are things that I need to put aside quickly while I'm weaving, and they just seem to pile up in the loom bench. Here's the part where I wish reality could be a little bit more like video, being in 3 places at once, if only cleaning were this quick. Now I'm going to organize the other side of my loom bench. There's a lot more stuff on this side. Generally, I use the left side more while I'm weaving because I'm left-handed, and the right side has the tools that I might need to access quickly, but not as often. There are way more bits of yarn trash on this side. As I'm trimming loose ends of weft at the loom, these really pile up. I'm going to go ahead and take this opportunity to pick through the pile and get those out of the way for my next weaving project. If you're enjoying this video, be sure to like and subscribe. It really helps us get more content out for you. I've been looking for this Allen wrench for months. Time to put it in a more logical place where I can actually find it. Now I'm going to start reorganizing the bench. These long pieces of rope are actually my loom ties. I made the set once and then I reuse them every time I warp the loom. I use S-hooks for weights on loose threads, for my selvages especially, or if I have a repair thread that I need to make. The S-hooks are really helpful, so I keep them in a box right next to the loom. I usually tie on my warp, but this time I lashed on with fly line backing. It's strong, slippery, and doesn't tangle easily. I also use this for selvage tapestry, so I'm going to wind it onto this netting shuttle to save it for another use. And of course, there's more bits and pieces of yarn scraps. I'm going to pick through those and get those out of the way as well. Now it's time to really start cleaning. I use furniture sliders to move the loom around more easily. Like I mentioned before, my last project was on the loom for 6 months. That is a lot of time for dust and lint to accumulate. I do my best vacuuming around the loom when there's a project on it, but it's really hard to get under the loom with the vacuum. The time between projects is a great time to move the loom around and get to those hard to reach areas. This is also why I don't put a carpet underneath my loom. I much prefer to have a hard floor that's easier to clean. Lastly, while the bench is out of the way, I'll also vacuum around the lamps and treadles. Then back into place, and the loom is ready to warp for the next project. As always, thanks so much for watching, and if you found this video helpful, be sure to like and subscribe. It really does help us out. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.